to show how we turn our art into art cards so that we can sell them when we're at a bazaar or an art show of some kind. And I think we each do it a little bit differently. And then we have another person that does something a little bit different. So I think it'll be a pretty interesting thing. I wanted to show first what I do is I finish my artwork, and if I think it's card worthy, I take a picture of it. Now, how do you do that? Watercolor is easy. Mine are always usually in watercolor, although I do have an example here of acrylic. But what you do is you take your painting and you want to take a picture of it in natural light. What does that mean? You don't want the sun shining on it. In my house, if it's in the morning, I want to take it in the back of the house, or in the front of the house, because the sun's in the back of our house. And all you do is just lay it flat, or you can put it up, but I have best luck with laying it flat, taking a picture of it, making sure it looks like my painting, and I just have it in my camera. Then, when I have 2 or 3, maybe 4 pictures I want to turn into a card, I take it down to good old Walgreens. I do it really easy because there's a little thingy down there. They even give me my phone cord to put it into the machine, and somebody stands there to make sure I do it right. What I have learned is that you want to make your cards not this size, but this size. This is a 5x7. And I think it was John that told me that if you make it a 5x7, then they can use it as a card, or they can frame it and have a nice picture, a nice reprint to put on their wall or on their desk. So you can see the difference. This isn't nearly as nice as this is, and it's almost the same cost. Okay, so what do? I have several here to show you what I do. I started out with this one, and what you do is you put your little thingy in there, and the pictures will download. Then you choose stationery, I think it's cards, and you have to decide if you want it vertical or if you want it landscape. And you put that in there, and that's all you have to do with telling them how many you want. But I like to go to the back too. You can also put something on there in the back. What I like to do is to take my picture from the front, make it into a thumbnail, put it in the center of the card, put the name of the painting, and I think I'm now going to start putting the medium and the size of the original. Because on the bottom I have a little sticker of this little gizmo that I made up that says, reprint of original artwork by B. Seliner. So they know. You can also put something inside, you can write something over the front. And it's all done right there. You have to do each card individually is the downside. You know, if you go to a printer, you can always just call up later and say, I want 25 more or whatever. I do 5 at a time. I usually do 5 cards, 3 or 4 or 5 cards at a time. And if I do that, they'll give me a special code that nobody else knows. And they put it in there and it's half price. So I usually do 5 cards at a time and I get 5 of each card. I figure, well, that's I don't sell them that much. But these are examples with the stuff on the back. Then I get the plastic, these little plastic envelopes, 25 in a packet. So, and I put the envelope inside. The envelope comes with it. They give you the envelope and the card, and you just sit there and they do it. And you get to leave with it. It's not like you have to come back tomorrow. And then I come home and I put them in these little things so that people can touch them. They can fall on the floor. No, they're not going to get dirty. People will buy nice, clean cards. And it's just so simple to put your art into a card. And there are times I even send them to my friends. And they really like it. Any questions? Yes.
What's the approximate cost
Oh,
per
I forgot to look that up.
And what do you sell them for?
I sell my cards for $4 each or 3 for $10. which brings them down to $333, which is if you can get them to give you their secret code, and then you also get to use whatever happens to be that day's percentage off. So you're basically making twice what you paid for them. That's kind of what I try to do.
It's like about $1.50.
Yeah, they're usually around, when you do all the 25 or whatever, it'll come up to about that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say you had to do a certain number before they give you the half price?
Well, if you're just gonna do one card, you're gonna pay the full price. But, and then I chat with them about how I'm an artist, and so they always, and sometimes I even wanna make an 8 by 10 of a picture because my watercolor didn't come out quite right when I did the picture of it. And then I could still make it into a reprint. And so, because I have it's maybe $30, something like that, they'll come and give me my special code. So it's only $15. I mean, it really works. But you do want to do 2 or 3 cards of at least 5, or 1 card of 25 or something like that, because if you do the bigger order, they'll give you that special number.
Margaret?
Yeah.
Did you say that Walgreens gives you the cards, or you buy the cards and bring them with you?
No, you go to Walgreens and take your camera, and they have everything else.
Ah.
Yes.
Where do you get the cellophane wrapper?
I get them off of Amazon. I know that's a bad word for some people, but I can't just wander around figuring out where to find them. You can get them, I've been framed. You can get them in an art store. You can get individual ones at the art stores, but I get 25 at a time. Any other questions?
Did you say the envelopes come from Walgreens or?
No, the plastic envelopes you buy separate.
I shouldn't
You
say-
get
I mean
the envelope?
card, the envelope for the card.
The envelope and card come together.
Wow.
They give them
Oh,
both
okay,
to
okay.
you with your picture on it. And you get to decide what you're putting on the card. I mean, you could even I have on the inside, you can go onto the inside, and like a couple of mine, I have a little story about them, which people like. And so I'll do that, or I'll put it on the back here. Yeah.
One more question. So is it the same price to put all the additional information and the stuff on the back, or not at all?
You can just do this,
It's the same.
and it's the same price if you do this, or if you put stuff on the back, other stuff on the back, it's the same price. But you do it. But they're standing there, and the first time I did it, she kind of did it for me, and then on the second card, I did most of it, but she did some. And I've learned how to do it that way. So, I mean, anybody can do it. They'll help you with it.
So which Walgreens is it?
It's really any Walgreens, but the one I go to is at the Marketplace. I live in Milwaukee,
Okay,
2 stops down from where I live.
Milwaukee Marketplace, yeah.
Mhm. Any others? Yes.
How about if you want different colored paper?
I don't believe they have different
Textures or
color.
anything like that?
I don't believe they have a different color that's white.
Yeah.
Which really takes the-
Specialty paper? Specialty paper?
I don't believe they have specialty papers, but if you want to make a poster, they can help you with that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you use your phone to download pictures, or does it have to be a camera?
The question is, can you use your phone or does it have to be a camera? It's your phone. Because they have the little phone cord, and it may even be a camera. I've never used my camera to do it. I just use my phone because it's usually comes out better than my camera does. They're so smart now.
I do my own, and I do use my cell phone, but I've also used the camera and gone to Weimar. I didn't know Weimar did photographs. I did some in the winter. When I do my own, I usually try and get a shade or 2 lighter, because this one was so dark when I printed it, it just was not a good color. So the thing about doing your own at home is that you can buy the cards and the envelopes, like at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I bought them at Walmart. Whenever I see them, Fred Meyer, at Christmas time, I buy about 50 of them. The last batch at the not Hobby Lobby, the other one, Michael's, was about $12. So you get 50 for 12. And I've had success, and I sell mine for $5 at the coast. And I do have the cellophane. The hard part is finding the little cellophane covers. I have really had to search. I've actually used in the kitchen area where you put your nice little index cards, I've used those for covers. They don't have an end, but I put a little tape on them, and who cares?
Well, we just learned some things from Barb. Some of them are exactly what I do, and probably most all of us who make cards. We start with the same thing, and Barb, it was me who told you to go 5x7.
Was it you?
Yes, as I preach to everybody, I don't care if you're making a print, a large print. This one up here is a print of my original art.
That's nice.
I didn't want to bring the renaming, it's a little too heavy to bring around all the time. But that's my white snowy brick. Then I also have done it in other sizes.
Where are you getting that?
Essentially, I have my picture taken by a professional photographer. But that was a long time ago, and now things are becoming more easy to adapt. Like Barb was talking about with your phone and going to Walgreens and things like that, where I had a professional photographer take pictures of my paintings, and then I took them to, I believe it's called Burroughs in Oregon City, a printer.
Fuels.
Huh?
Fuels.
Brew, that's it. And he did all these printings for me. But like Barb, she said she makes like 5 cards. Well, I still am sitting with a dozen, maybe 2 or 3 dozen Santa Claus cards because I got carried away. I thought everybody was going to buy my Santa Claus cards. So I have a stack at home. Here he is. And I have a huge painting of him as well. And I have him in 8x10s, 5x7s, 11x14s. I did it with all of my paintings that I want to print, that I want to sell separately. Because it's like my zebras. I had a gentleman come to our show that we had a couple years ago. He only would buy the original. His nose was a little higher than mine. And I told him, I said, I'm awfully sorry, the original is not for sale, but I have prints of all sizes. But when you make your sizes for your prints, start by the standard size that frames come in. So you don't have to find a frame and make it over again and readjust it if you want to frame a print. Get them in 8x10s, 11x14s, the original painting in this one is an 18x24 canvas. So you start large and you can change it, but change them to the sizes of the frames. So if you're doing like Barb said, if you want to do one of these cards, do it in a 5x7 so they can put it in a frame, they can show it, they can give it to somebody in a frame if they're very proud of your work. This one you can touch. That's my lady in blue. She's very large.
And allow for the matting too.
When you in the cards, I like to have the white matting around it. But you can do it all the way out to the side, like Barb has. Well, Barb has a white edge too. But I know that Connie has hers printed all the way to the edge of the card. Now, I buy my cards, a lot of times the printers will have them for you, and they'll sell you the cards and the envelopes while they do the printing job for you. On the back again, like Barb, I have on here that it says, this is the Lady in Blue from original painting by Pam Davis. And some of them will say, I put it even on my other prints.
Way to go.
Having fun.
There you go.
But I put on the back of them that it's from the original art by me. It's an oil painting. And generally you put your business card with it if you're doing a print like this and having it matted. Mats you can buy. I've Been Framed is perfect. At that place, we ought to own a section of it by all the, by all the commercials that we give that place. But they have everything. And you have to remember it, if you buy something there one day, it may not be there the next time you go around. Because they do store closings, they do overstock. But they're wonderful people. They're all professional artists that work there and own it. So you get the information you need. You don't have to. Yes.
Where did you get that one printed?
That one how did you say it?
Jewels.
Jewels? Yes.
Okay, and what was the name of the shop you were just talking about?
I've Been Framed.
I've Been Framed.
It is on the corner of Powell and 52nd, where they
Foster.
Foster and Powell, or Foster and 52nd. I grew up in that neighborhood. Do you think I know? I grew up on 64th. But all you have to do is just call or look online. You can get a lot of places, but like Barb's saying, buy your plastic. If you can't find it in I've Been Framed or Michael's or somewhere at a reasonable cost, get it on Amazon. See, they just fold down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Yes.
I did buy 11 by 14s and 8 by 10s on Amazon, and you get 100 of them.
Yes,
It's affordable.
it really is.
And it's necessary.
Yeah. I have stacks of those at home too. It's like I have quite a collection. Anybody want to see my house, it's full of art. But try to remember your business card is something that you all should have. Even if you're just handing it to someone you're talking to at the grocery store chain in the line. You don't know who that might be. That might be your next customer that wants to see your work, wants to buy something. So that is also your advertisement.
Where do you get your business cards?
I would go, half the time I do them myself. You just, you go to Office Max, Office Depot, and you can get the sheets of business cards, and you design it, put it in your printer, and go for it.
Yeah, I've done it at Vista Print. It's
Vista-
pretty reasonable.
I believe this one is a Vista
And
print.
you can customize them.
Yes.
They have templates too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in my first show at Westminster Presbyterian in Salem. And I was wondering about the business card. So you have inserted it into and with the art.
Yes.
So they don't need to be on display at their business card.
You should have them both.
All right.
Both places, because the person who might be liking your work today
Admire
want to
and-
know more about you and more about your work, they'll take the card and take it home. And make sure that your email address is on there so they can contact you as well.
Do you need the phone number?
Yes,
Okay, phone and email.
right.
But not street address.
No, nothing else personal.
And maybe something to indicate that you're a watercolor artist, or there's a watercolor as a background?
Yeah,
Maybe?
you can state on there that you're a watercolor artist.
All right.
My old business cards, a lot of them say I'm an instructor for wildlife or landscape or portraits. I have taught all of those. But it's sometimes now at my age and less energy, I just put simple that I'm an artist,
Don't give it.
teach is available. So you don't want to be too
And I see that
specific.
you have a sticker on the back of your work. Is that where you place the price sticker and or artist code in the upper?
Oh, up here is just my little sticker I stuck on there when I was setting up a display and
Oh, it's
putting
just a card.
this is what's for sale. I sold
Just
this
a
size
second.
for $30.
Okay. is there a typical price range for a beginner, moi, for 8x10s?
It's not an abstract.
or 11x14s at her first event, and they're all original.
Okay,
They
you're
are
gonna-
not prints.
You're selling all original artwork.
Yes.
Uh, It depends, if it's oils or whether it's
Watercolor.
pastels or watercolor.
Watercolor.
Each, what I want to say, each thing takes more work than other things to do. And if it's the original work, what did you put on yours, Paul?
I used a figure of $2 per square inch for
Yes.
oil paintings.
Yeah,
That's
that is, yeah.
What did you
That's
put
what
on?
$2
Oh, oil.
for oil painting.
I understand it is by the square inch.
Generally, that,
Artists.
yeah, you talk to anybody in a gallery and they're gonna tell you that most of their paintings are priced by square inch on the canvas.
One thing I like to have on my business card, I don't put my address, but I do put my state and my city. Because people like to know where you are where you come from. And it seems to, people like that.
Nice.
Even though you don't have your address, if you have your city, they kind of feel a little closer to you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
Pam,
Yeah.
also for pricing for the shows, you can alter it too, depending upon whether or not you're having to give the gallery or the
That's
show
right.
place a commission.
Yes.
If you don't have to give a commission, you can price it more reasonably. If they're gonna get 35–50%,
then you raise the
Right.
price. Yeah, then you raise the price of your work for that.
Is there a rule of thumb for watercolor?
Versus
Watercolor,
acrylic.
is there a rule of thumb for,
I do kind of like he does. I started with 50 cents a square inch, went up to $1 a square inch, depending on the size, because that takes care of that. If it's a print, I take like a fifth of what the original would be. So I'd have to sell 5 prints to make the same as an original. That's just the way I did it. I don't know if that's the way you do
I
it.
also need to remember, yes, the mat is 11x14, but my work is not. It's upon that mat
okay.
that I would calculate the
What,
price per
yeah,
square
you would,
inch, right?
because you're buying the mat,
Uh-huh.
you're buying the plastic.
Yeah,
You're
you add that
paying for
on.
your business cards.
Yes.
You're paying for
That's-
everything, and you have to remember, when you buy your mat, the outside is definitely, it's usually 2 inches, depending on your frame. Now, this one is a 2-inch, possibly a 3-inch that I've got there. But you add that on to your sides.
I've also taken a different tack. I have flat mats. They are not frame mats. And then I have attached my originals to white or black mats.
The best thing to do is get your backboard when you buy your mats.
That's what it is.
You
A
buy,
backboard.
you get your backboard, you put your print on the backboard, then you put your mat on
I'm
flat.
not going to do that because they're all odd sizes.
They're odd sizes.
They are.
They-
No, let's
You
learn
learn.
some
Well,
other
this-
color paper.
Call
Now I will
this,
be
call
more
this a
consistent.
learning thing.
Learning curve.
Yeah, because,
Beginner.
I suggest you're in the right place. You're at an art guild, and I would bring it and ask an artist, what should I do about this? Rather than trying to figure it out this way.
bring it
I'm
and ask
learning
us.
and you
Yeah.
guys are
You're in-
fabulous.
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Because you've got years and years and years of experience.
And they'll
in this
help you
field.
with what would be the best way to do it.
My delivery is on that second Tuesday of October.
Mm.
I don't have any more time to learn.
Mm.
Well, your first show is your learning curve. This
And
is-
another thing that I do is on the back, or where I tell what size it is, I will take the outside amount, because that tells them what size what frame to buy.
Yeah.
If I said it was a 9 by 12, but it takes an 11 by 14 to put it in a frame, so I always put on the back, what is the size of the frame, rather than what's the size of the picture.
Yes,
At least I'm consistent. I have 11 by 14s or 8 by 10s.
that's a safe spot
I think so
to
too.
start.
It's a medium kind of size.
So I think we've shown you about everything we need to review. Is there any other questions for either of us or Connie?
And Mike is still up.
Marsha Lippert does cards, one of a kind, but it kind of fits with the topic of cards and prints, so. So I have, these are all handmade, and I'm a collage artist as well as a painter. And so, you want one that's brighter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, and then on the back, I have a note inside. I call them surprise cards, because when people get them, they're surprised they got this card. They go, "Where did you get this?" I said, "Well, I made it." And I have a lot of cardstock, like 8.5 by 11, so these, I make my own cards. I mean, as far as the cardstock, I score it and fold it, and this is what got me through COVID quarantine. That made me not go crazy, because, you know, you can only paint so much, and then, you know, you gotta do something different. And so, I had this epiphany when I went up to Samish Island. The backs were always plain, and I have these hole punches, and I had all these little hole punches, and just envelopes of them. So I thought, what am I gonna do with those? I thought, oh, I could, and the backside, you know, was just blah. And so I thought, well, I can make a bouquet of balloons on the back, and that'll be my signature for the back of the cards. And so now I feel better. I'm not wasting these little circles. And then whatever, well, I try to echo what's on the front, but this one I didn't. Whatever paper I used on the front, I should have used the balloons, but I used a different paper that lines the inside, so it has a border. And then I have a little insert, and it says, "Run thumb beneath each petal to lift it back up." So it gives it a 3D effect, because when you mail them, depending on the paper, they get flattened. So if you rub your finger in there, like so, then it stands up, and people, oh, wow, this is kind of fun to do this. And anyway, I mean, it's a lot of work. Yeah,
What do you sell them for?
$8. But I sold them, well, in the gallery up in Seattle, I sold them for 10, but this is no longer, you know, it's not a gallery, I just sell them. And they do take time, but I've learned how to, like, cut a bunch of paper, and then the beauty of it, like, mass produce, but the beauty of it is that I'm painting with the paper. And I'm still creating, I'm picking patterns and different things so that the paper, it's like a little mini painting. I'm sure it takes a lot of time, but it's just, like I said, it's kind of like a Zen thing.
Could you do a workshop on that?
Well, if anybody's interested, I suppose I could. But I have my own paper cutter, and then I have different size hole punchers. The dahlia itself is a 2-inch hole puncher, and so you're doing a lot of punching. And then the dahlia itself is like origami, and so I'm folding all those little hole punches. It takes 8 to make the dahlia, and then I glue it together, glue it on another. Anyway, this might be. Huh?
What kind of glue?
Oh, I forget the name of it. I ordered it online. No, it's not tacky glue, and I don't use Elmer's glue. It's all you need is a little teeny dot. I forget the name of it, but and you can, if you put it down and it's a little crooked, if you don't wait too long, you can pick up the piece of paper and get it straightened out, especially on the edge of this little skinny paper. And so, anyway, that's what I do. And the one thing about this is, this paper, it's a palette and brushes and stuff. I've had this paper a really long time, because I couldn't get anything to go with it. Nothing looked good with it. And so I finally found something. So, and then the back, when I first did the back insert, I didn't have this on, the design on there. I thought, well, that's boring. So I took another paper and copied it, and then made a mock-up so that I could print this inside. And so it's called Surprise Cards, perfect as a gift or with a gift. Surprise cards by artist and card maker Marsha Lippert, brighten any occasion. Like the family members and friends we love, surprise cards are one of a kind. And then I have my name and card maker artist, and then a Gmail address. And then I usually, I forgot to do this time, put a business card inside, but it's inside.
Marcia, how much postage extra do you need for that?
Well, that's why I flattened it. And that's why
Yeah, I've had to put extra postage on.
I don't put any extra postage on
As
it.
long as
because-
it's the right size, I found that anything that is a different size.
Well, no, it's not the size, it's the depth. They got that little thing that they put it through, and
Yes,
it's the
that's
depth.
true.
So when I do it, I flatten them, and then the inserts in there so they could pop them back up. And I'm I'm not saving that much on postage, what is it, 70-some cents now?
Yeah.
I mean, postage has gotten real expensive, but, anyway, they're fun to do, and like I said, they got me through quarantine without tearing my hair out, like, when am I gonna do that? So, anyway, I'll leave it.
We have Mike
Well,
Bates.
mainly what I've been doing in most recent years are individual cards for family members, friends, fellow church members. Most recently, for example, I did a birthday card for my son, if I can get this to work. And it's not working, there we go. Anyway, what I have been doing is playing with, have any of you worked with any of the like iridescent or metallic or pearlescent paints? Those things are so much fun, and like kids love it when you use those paints to do butterflies. My grandsons particularly like bugs and spiders. My son, who just had his 34th birthday, had caught a couple of fish, and I did the iridescent fish. When Ethan got that, he thought I'd actually taken a photo of the fish he caught. But they're really pretty incredible. And one of the other things that I do with these is you can go online and get these acrylic picture frames that are magnetic, and they sit beautifully on a little shelf or on a table. And send that with your card. They can cut the greeting off of the back of it, and then they've got a beautiful piece of artwork that they can display. And one of the things that I learned a long time ago, it's been kind of an evolutionary process. There are a variety, you asked a question a little bit ago about specialty papers. Well, if the printer that I go to, I can have things done in glossy. This is a glossy finish, as is this one. You can have it done in a matte finish, which is what this one is. And most recently, what I've been doing, especially for things that I'm giving to family and friends, is I do these on a linen finish card. And it looks like original artwork. And it's really nicely done. People really value that. And the only thing that I've added since I started, I learned that people really wanted to know who the artist was and how to get in touch with you. So on the back of the card, I put the title of the piece, and I just put my email address. And that kind of gets you where you want to go. I think, as Barbara and everyone has talked about, most of the printers that you go to are going to want if you're taking it to a printer, as opposed to doing something like one of the drugstores, they want you to have your art camera ready in a PDF format in whatever size that you want. And you need to do that before you go. And that's for most of the printers. Other than that, I don't have anything really to add to what people have said so far. Any questions for any of us?
No, but in listening to each of us, I realize my old-fashioned way is probably today a lot more expensive than it was then. Barbara's way of, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
to Walgreens and see what I can do.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will tell you is that when I was really doing kind of production cards, and I would go to the printer that I was using was Lake Grove, Lake Oswego printers on Pilkington Road. And I could go in there and deal with a professional printer. I could have 5, 10, 15 cards made, and they would work with you. The price was about $1.50 a card. I hadn't been in there in probably 4 years, so before I came here, I went by the printer, and guess what? And they were no longer there. It had changed hands. It was called Minuteman Press, and I think they're kind of a chain.
Yes.
And they still charge $1.55 a card to do linen cards, but they have a minimum of 40 cards that you have to do. So I appreciate knowing about Buell's over in Oregon City, because I'm gonna go over there and talk to them, because I definitely need a new printer.